Assalamualaikum everyone. Uh, I just thought of recording a short video on the classical chess championship that was played over the last 2 days here in Lahore. And without much further ado, allow me to introduce the two players whose game we will be analyzing today. Having the white pieces, we have Mr. Waseem Javed, an upcoming talent in the Pakistani chess circle, having won a lot of recent tournaments as well as beating FIDE Master Tanveer Gilani 3 times in a row in their encounters. He has a initial rating of around 2000, which is unheard of in Pakistan. Well, perhaps it has been heard of, but I have not heard it. So it's unheard of to me. And on the other side of the board, we have Mr. Zorez Shabkhez, everyone knows and love, whom everyone knows and loves. And the situation is that it's the final round, and whoever wins this game will most likely go on to win the tournament. Mr. Wasim is 5 out of 5, and Mr. Zorez is around 4.5 out of 5 at this point in time. So that means that Mr. Wasim only needs one draw in order to secure the victory of this tournament, and he has won a lot of other tournaments before. So without much further ado, we have a surprise from move 1 with the move b4 on the board. We have knight to f6, knight f3, and g6. So the Zucator system is on the board, and after bishop b2, bishop g7, and e3. So white is essentially playing this as a b3 system, but with b4 already played. Usually you do go for this, but I guess Zorez did not want to land into any prep. So the game continues, and we have pawn to a5, standard reply, b5, pawn to b6, and d4. We have bishop b7, bishop to e2, castles, and now even c4. And now what has happened is that black has delayed the move pawn to d5 and instead given up complete and utter control of the center to white, because of which he will be facing some issues later down the road. Probably better over here was to push with d5 as early as you can in order to try and get some semblance of the center, and perhaps even attack this with c3 and continue like so. Well, you can't actually push e4, so maybe something like this would have been much preferred, or perhaps something like this, quickly trading off the minor pieces. So we have bishop b7, bishop e2, castles, c4, pawn to d6, and we are still going over a theory. The database shows Mr. Hans Niemann has played this position and has a win against a 2600 rated player when he was just 2288. So if you guys want to check out that game, you can. That game continued with castles, but over here white deviates with knight to c3. And as of this moment, we have a completely new game on our hands. Knight bd7, castles, and e5 contesting in the center. We have queen to c2, queen e7. Probably better over here was to open up the position a bit, but alas, we have rook ac1, rook a e8, d captures e5, and instead of pawn captures e5, which the engine recommends, we have knight captures e5, knight captures e5, and now d captures e5, and pawn to e4. So we get a sort of a better version of a Marcosi bind setup, where, well, it's just a better version. The bishop is trapped and cannot doesn't have any future along this diagonal, and overall white has a very comfortable position. So uh, rook to c8 is played with the ideas of trying to push, and knight to d5. We have knight captures d5, c captures d5, and now this becomes a constant weakness throughout the game. We have queen to d7, eyeing this f5 push, as well as perhaps going after this pawn and trying to somehow create some counterplay. We have pawn to h3 and h5. We have a4 solidifying the structure. Now as you can see, if you analyze the position, white has a lot of space, whereas black is cramped behind his pieces, and the bishops are almost both biting dust, whereas soon white is going to open. So we have king to h7, rook c to d1, rook f e8, rook d3, and bishop f8. And now I would like you all to pause for a moment and come up with a move to continue, because if you do not, the bishop is going to get activated, and then surely but surely the black's other pieces are going to come back into the game, and you have lost your advantage. So I will give you a chance to pause the video and come up with a move. And Mr. Waseem Javed, showcasing his brilliance, comes up with the insane sacrifice of bishop captures h5. We have g captures h5 and simply queen e2. Realizing that creating the sacrifice would initiate a strong attack, and it's better to attack now before all of these pieces sort of uh, solidify themselves. And I guess his idea with this move started off once he played rook to d1 and rook d3 with this rook lift. I guess that is when he had calculated all of this. So pawn to f6, queen infiltrates, rook check, bishop d7, and now for the second time I would like you all to analyze the game and what seems to be the most natural move and come up with how to initiate the attack. So we have pawn to f4, rook comes to e7, f captures e5, f captures e5, and now what is perhaps the final nail in the coffin, rook to f6. And now Zorez tries to be cheeky with the move queen to d6, saying that okay, you can take my queen, but after takes perhaps I can create some problems for you. But Waseem Javed showcases some nice conversion skills and lands with the move uh, rook h6. We have queen captures h6, queen captures h6, rook to f8, and the final nail in the coffin, although there have been many nails throughout the game. The last tactical shot is rook captures g7 with check. We have rook captures g7, and after bishop captures e5, Zorez finally resigns the game. And the reason for that is quite simple. It's because, well, there are no other moves left for black. If let's say black moves over here, you can simply just give a check, and that is going to be mate into. And let's say he doesn't, if he goes here, that is also going to be checkmate, and if he goes here, well, same idea. So there is nothing more to be done except to resign. And so Waseem Javed ends his inaugural classical tournament with an astounding 6 out of 6, beating 1900s and 1800s along the way. And I hope to see more of him in the Pakistani chess circles. And for the upcoming nationals, wish him the best of luck. Thank you very much for watching the video.